What's up, y'all? Another video. Being more open, talking about these things, man. But trying to talk about it in a respectful way that won't get me canceled or on some kind of list or anything like that, man. But as always, man, thank y'all for supporting the channel, whether watching it, commenting, liking, or subscribing. Um, if you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe to the channel, turn on that notification bell for more videos. Comment if you agree with things or if you don't agree with it. And let me know if you want to have a conversation about it, preferably record it so words don't get twisted, or we could come to a common agreement, or even we could disagree respectfully. But I'd rather it be recorded so words don't get twisted. And what I say is what I say, and what you say is what you say. Yeah, but that's that. But yeah, this topic, rather question is: do women really want smart, responsible man? Like do they? I hear a lot of women say that they want that, like a smart and a responsible man, but do they really want what comes with it? Um, Let me first say how did I grow up, right? I consider myself now the man that I am, a smart and a responsible man. But as you know, most of you guys know, if you don't know, I grew up in South Central Los Angeles. I went to LAUSD school, that's Los Angeles Unified School District schools. I went to middle school with they were the same middle school as people like Draco the Ruler, that's Henry Clay. I went to 59th Street School years ago. It's Big U went to that school. Um, I went to King Drew and borderline Compton, Watts, uh, Los Angeles. It's in that area. But like I used to be like a troubled kid, man, bad, getting in a lot of trouble. I had at least 2 fights every week, and yeah, man, just used to always get in trouble. Didn't really care about anything that was productive or effective for my life. I got behind on credits in school, yeah, and things like that. But I believe in life. You know, if you are a good observer, and if you have like God in your heart, your life can change. I'm not gonna say quick, but your life can change, and all the statistics against you will work in your favor. But you gotta have like God in your heart, and you become smart. You stop doing the things that you used to do, and you become a productive member of society, whatever role you are. One of the things that I like to say is that there are you got book smart and you got street smart, and I feel like book smart, street smart, and spiritually smart are the three trinities, or that's the trinity of become like your life making a lot more sense every year as you get older, and you moving more effectively. I feel that it's always best to strive to have the trinities: the book smart, street smart, and spiritually smart. You gotta practice and you gotta please in all of those aspects, right? A lot of people are book smart. A lot of people are street smart. Um, but those people that have the trinity are the ones that you typically see that are like unbothered, are always in a good, positive, peaceful mindset in space, and typically like vacation and do things alone, and find comfort in things like that, man. But I say all of that to say that um, like at this age, I observe things a little different, and relationships is one of those too. Years ago I used to, not that I have anything against relationships now, but years ago I used to like thrive for a relationship much more persistently, and much like harder. But nowadays I realize the best thing to do is just to take your time, sit back, and let things come to you. And certain things, if they don't come to you, it's okay. As long as you practicing that Trinity right, I feel that things will like work out, in a good way. But you know, at this age and time, I do find a lot of like conflict going on between like men versus women, and like I realize that we do think different. I realize that a man's reality is different than a woman's reality. A woman's life starts immediately, like meaning as soon as a woman hits 18, she's getting those invitations to those private yachts, private jets, private party, and she gets exposed to the world a lot faster. um a lot of times without like having to like have like the high salary that it takes to do that, because they're going to get invited to it because guys typically like that youth, and prefer like the look of a younger woman. And I mean that respectfully. Y'all could tell me if you think I'm lying or not. And I feel like when guys have what it takes to invite those women onto it, they have what it takes, which is like typically like money and the power to do so. So I think a woman's life starts like immediately, whereas a guy, his first time on a private plane or a plane at all, or a yacht, or something along those lines, is typically um, like 28 years old and even further on down the line. And that's because it's typically not going to be like an older woman that's going to invite a guy to those. Um, that guy is typically going to have to like graduate or work hard and get experience in the job and have the funds to do so. That's the difference there. So you could say that a woman's life starts immediately, like 18, and a guy's life starts 30. Some people even say 35. Some people even say 40. So there are different time frames in when a guy and a woman's life start. Uh, People like when people experience people in their prime, like when a guy looks at a woman in her prime, he gets, there are things that he's looking at and thinking like, man, that's unfair. That some guys are gonna look at it like that's unfair that she gets to like immediately do all of this. And that guy may really really like a girl, but she might want to go for like the guy that has a private jet or something, or a yacht. And that guy, that girl may go for that guy, or just go on that yacht, or get that Louis Vuitton purse or something, and spend that time with that guy. And then the guy may think like that's not fair that she gets to immediately do that. And then when you flip it, you know, a lady may feel that it's unfair that when that guy that's her age hits 30, when they both hit 30 at the same time, that he's now inviting like that younger girl that looks like she's 20, that actually is 20, on those private jets, on those yachts. Like that guy may be 40, inviting a new like 20-year-old or 22-year-old. That's just to say how things are like different. But one thing that's a fact is that as we all get older, we become more we experience with life, so that sharpens our smartness. We become more like, I'm going to speak right now on the perspective as a guy. Not a lot of these things women can say too, but like right now I'm speaking on the perspective of a guy. When we get established in our career, we become a little more we become smarter. And with life experience, that's another thing that makes us smarter. Failure makes us smarter. And needless to say, who I was as a 20-year-old, I'm a different person now, and every 5 years I'll be a different person then. um, like growing in that smart aspect, being more street smart, book smart, and spiritually smart. Those, I really feel that I am smart in those aspects, and I mean that humbly. Um, so the question again, right? Do women really want smart and responsible men? Let me say this. Let me say this. A lot of women say it, but I question, do they really mean it? Or like, one, I question, do they really mean it? And two, I question if they're willing to deal what comes with it. If I were to ask you guys, if you were to Google, don't Google it now, but Google it if you want to. When is the safest age range for a woman to have a pregnancy? What would it say? The safe age range for a woman to have a pregnancy. What would it say? Um, if you ask a guy that's not experienced with life or hasn't had the education, uh, teaching of it, you know, like let's say a 20-year-old guy, he's gonna give you a different answer than let's say a 30-year-old guy or a 40-year-old guy. Um, but whose answer is more right? Is it the 20-year-old or the 30 or 40-year-old guy? Who did the educational research on it? But let's go with Google, right? What does Google say? If you guys could comment in the comment section, when is the safe pregnancy range for a woman? What is the safe pregnancy age range for a woman? Google what the answer is, and please comment it in the comments. Question number 2 is: do you guys think a man should have kids when he's getting himself together or after he gets himself together? Do you guys think a man should have kids when he gets himself together or after he gets himself together? Like, meaning before he gets established in his career and have a little saved up to have that kid, or after he has that saved up and established to where he can have that kid? Uh, Based on opinion, when do you guys think a man is at that stage in at that age in his life? Like, comment what age you think a man basically should have a kid. Like, meaning before he's established in his career or during or after he's established in his career. Like, what age do you think that that'll be? Um, Now, think about those two questions and let that like really really think about those. Right, what a guy is going to think, what a smart, and I don't mean this to sound rude or creepy or anything like that, but I guess you could say a smart guy is going to say that, you know, he's going to be like at the minimum maybe 28 or an average, right? Like 28 to 35 or even 28 to 40 when he has his first kid, right? For for a guy to be responsible and smart, he has to think that far ahead. For a guy to be responsible and smart, he has to think that far ahead. If you guys want to be attracted to or like smart and responsible men, you got to understand that guys are going to think that far ahead, because if they don't, life could swallow them up, and then they won't. Let me say, in addition to life swallowing them up, they're not. Oh shit! Is that a coyote? Hold on. Let's pause this video. Let's pause this shit. My bad, you guys. We got it. We had to change location. It was a pack of coyotes right there. But yeah, what I was saying was that yeah, like, do women really want responsible, um, smart men, or do you feel like, do they say it and they're not prepared for what comes with it? Um, yeah, man. The questions that I was asking, and that basically the things that I was pointing out is, for a man to be intelligent and responsible, he has to like be able to think and calculate life. He has to be able to think about future events, like think about the future and reality in the future, like think years ahead and move strategically, and do what's in the best interest for him, whether he decides to be single, and for his family, whether he decides to be in a relationship. The first question I asked is, what is the safe pregnancy range? Like, as far as like the ages, you go ahead and Google it. Like, so what's the safe pregnancy age range for a woman? That was the first question that I asked. And if you guys could comment what Google is saying in the comment section, I know what it is, but I don't, I don't want to like verbalize it. I want you guys to say it and comment it, so you guys could see, do this exercise and see why, like, responsible or smart men may think about things like this, right? And then question number 2 is a little more subjective, but like, what age should a man basically have kids if he decide to do so? Like, should it be before he's a little comfortable and established in his career, or should it be after he's a little more established and comfortable in his career? Comment what age you guys think he would be like what age does a man um or rather than commenting what age you think he would be, comment if you think he should be. Let's change it to this. Let's let question number two be: should a man have kids before or after he's comfortable and established in his career? Question number three is: what age do you think a guy is established and comfortable in his career on average? At what age do you think a guy is comfortable and established in his career? And the last question, question number four, is: at what age does a woman and what age does a man stop having kids? Just comment what it is. Use Google for that one too. But I say all of that to say like men are thinking a little more different than women, or not just a little. Men are thinking differently than women, and it determines, it dictates their life reality and how they move. It's certain answers that I feel a lot of women are going to take personal and get offended when guys answer it. But when the guys experience with life, or thinking like scientifically, or when people get educated, or the smartest model to go by is evidence-based practice, right? Evidence-based practice is having, you know, like protocol and moving in a certain way to where you have respect to what like science and experience and things that have proven to be factual. You move in a way that has respect to that. Like for example, in nursing, evidence-based practices is, you know, like how many of these patients had these symptoms, and did like 95% or above of these patients, when they took this medication, did it help that patient get better? So you kind of like relate that to like outside of nursing, right? Like in relationships, you gotta when men get intelligent and, you know, like smart and responsible, they live life based on evidence-based things. So if there's like a high-risk pregnancy, um, some men are not going to take that chance. And what is like a high-risk pregnancy? A high-risk pregnancy is like let's say after a certain age, like typically like 30s and 35, and every 5 years after that, there's a chance that the baby will be born with some kind of abnormality. Um, and that abnormal characteristic or diagnosis could range from things like and this will respect too, and not judging anything, but you know, like autism, depending on which spectrum, some deformities, some blood um, illnesses, and so on. So guys are going to be more calculated, especially if he's like responsible and you know, intelligent in the way that they move, the women that they pick, and the things that they're able to see. Like for a man to be intelligent and responsible, he has to be able to properly assess like let's say an unaccountable person or a lying person, whether that person is a friend or a girl that he's dating. And I just feel like all of those things that I just said, when I interview women or when I have conversations with them, uh, a lot of women are going to say like men are like weird or whatnot. So that's why I feel like when they say they want like intelligent or responsible, it's like a conflicted thing, because you could say that you want that, but when somebody actually puts that intelligent and responsibleness into practice, and what turned them into the man that you value at a mature age as far as characteristics, it you kind of like would take, like a lot of women take things more personal than like understanding the guy. And that's what I mean when I say like, do women really want responsible and smart men, or do you guys feel that they're not willing to accept what comes with it? Yeah, hopefully I'm making sense, man. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. If this video is not making any sense at all, let me know. I'll make it like a part two or like a different version of it, man. Um, yeah, man, like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and for everybody that's been riding with this channel since day one, I appreciate it. And yeah, man, peace out, y'all.